Good morning, everyone. My name is Nelson Girishuti, and I am a proud JMU alumni. I graduated from JMU in last year in December 2022 with a Master's of Public Administration. And I was working in the President's office as a graduate assistant. Today, I'm here to present about my project, the Teachers Debate Institute. And allow me to share my screen so that you can follow the PowerPoint. The Teachers Debate Institute. What am I trying to do with this project? I'm trying to build a new generation of politically engaged Rwandan citizens that are not afraid to speak their mind. With this project, I'm trying to improve the critical thinking and communication skills of secondary students in Rwanda so that they can become engaged and active citizens in their communities. The vision of this project is to build a society where differences are embraced and conflict are resolved through the debate without resulting to violence. In the past, people they didn't understand the importance of having communication skills and critical thinking skills. Those skills were for some people. Teaching young people how they can improve communication skills or critical thinking, it wasn't an option in my country. So, but now, those skills, they are no longer a luxury. Instead, they are a necessity for a better future. They are a necessity to prepare young people how they can thrive in the workplace. If communication skills and critical thinking skills are a necessity for a better future, now the question is, do young people, do the future generation, what are we doing to give those the young people those skills? Do they have those skills? Research shows that in Rwanda, high school students, they are not improving their critical thinking skills to a great extent. This means that the education system might be producing people without the necessity skills for a better future. The Mastercard report, which was produced in 2020, according to this report, education system in Rwanda, in Africa, is preparing youth for a better future of work. Because Africa's greatest resources is its young people. In Rwanda, in access to education, the government of Rwanda has done a good job. It has done tremendous efforts over the last decade to expand access to education across the country. And the Mastercard report shows that to prepare for a better future, you need to help and to help young people to develop 21st century skills. There is a need for extracurricular activities such as involving young people in debating. But why debate? The report shows that debating helps an individual to develop self-confidence. When a student debates, it helps the student to develop their communication skills. It helps to develop critical thinking skills. And again, debate contributes to academic outcomes. And it creates democratic action from the bottom. Then why the Teachers Debate Institute? If we want to prepare young people for the future, and if we want to believe in the future, you cannot improve any skills from a student without involving a teacher. So we want to use this Teacher Debate Institute to train teachers how they can coach debate and how they can create the right environment for building democratic ideas and values among the Rwandan students. The Institute will equip teachers with skills that will consequently improve the accessibility to quality debate in Rwanda. The Teacher Debate Institute will have 3 programs: debate training, resource center, civic debate activities. For debate training, we want to train 100 teachers from 100 schools across the country on how to incorporate debate in their classrooms so that they can make their classes more democratic. We want to train these teachers on how they can help students to improve their critical thinking and their communication skills. According to the data, last year in September 2022, there was a research we conducted, and we found out each debate club has an average of 40 students per school. This means that if we train 100 teachers, we have impact on 4,000 students during this project, because they're going to be training debate clubs and making their classes more democratic. We are going to create a resources center. After training those teachers, we provide an online and physical platform with resources accessible to all the teachers in Rwanda. This resources center, it is not going to be accessible only for the 100 teachers we train. It is going to be accessible to all the teachers in the country. The platform will include materials such as videos, lesson plans, activities plans, and more. Those materials that will be brought with this project, they will be distributed to schools free of charge. We are not going to charge schools to have access to the resource center. We are going again to conduct civic debate activities. So each school among the 100, they are going to organize a civic debate activity that will be attended by the whole school. On average, here in Rwanda, each school has between 200 and 500 students. This means that these civic debate activities have the potential to reach between 20,000 and 50,000 students. What are going to be the impact of this Teachers Debate Institute? Let's start with students as the secondary beneficiaries of this project. This project is going to improve the critical thinking skills and communication skills of students. The students are going to become engaged and active citizens in their community. The students are going to be exposed to different debate styles. Impact on teachers. This Teachers Debate Institute is going to improve the critical thinking and communication thinking of the students of those teachers. It is going to create a more democratic classrooms for them. Those teachers, they are going to be equipped with the right skills and resources needed for the 21st century. Impact on the country, Rwanda. Rwanda is going to have a society where differences are embraced and conflict are resolved through the debate without resulting to violence. This project is going to strengthen the relationship between Rwanda and James Madison University and create a long-term opportunity for Rwandan students. It is going to enhance cross-cultural understanding of diverse approaches to democratic action. Impact on GMU. The Teacher Debate Institute is going to increase the global presence for GMU in Africa through alumni involvement. As I said, I'm GMU alumni. So it is going to help GMU to achieve engagement as it defines it in 3 facets: engaged learning, engaged community, and civic engagement. Money. The budget of this project is 25,000. The budget will be 25,000, and on personnel and implementation cost is going to be 12,000 USD. Travels, we want to bring one debate coach or like debate coach from United States. So we want to, this travel, like it will be the ticket for that coach. And equipment, we take $300. As you can see, supplies and materials, which will be the website creation of the content, website creation, the content creation for the research center to cost $2,900. And the printing of materials, 500, and other there is the in-person trainings, the breakfast for teachers, DM for teachers, and renting the venue where those trainings are going to be taking place. And again, there is going to be the accommodation for the US trainer that we want to bring for the United States to come and train our teachers. So the total budget will be 25,000 for this project. And thank you for following up my presentation. If there is any question you have, I think this is the time, and I will be glad to answer your question. Thank you so much.
Do we have? Oh, there we go. Like we said, Nelson, we kind of have to switch our eyes a little because we can't put a zoom in at the same time. But Nelson is here with us from Rwanda to answer questions, and Mike Davis as well. So if those of you in the room have questions, feel free to ask Nelson. He can hear you, and we can go from there.
Nelson, will these classes be taught in English or in your native language?
Sorry, come again?
Will the classes be taught in English or in your native language?
Oh, the classes, they are going to be taught in English. Our academic system is in English, and all the programs, they are going to be being conducted in English.
So Nelson, have you identified the teachers or gone to the teachers to find a level of interest in this program?
Yes, sure. Currently, if I get the grant, I'll be working with an organization that's called iDebate Rwanda. It's an organization that teaches debate in high schools. And currently, the organization is working with 115 schools. So we are going to select 100 from those 115 schools. But the target is to be able even to train all the teachers in the country. So yes, we have a list of where we are going to get 100 teachers that are going to be part of this project.
Hey Nelson, two quick questions. One, do you envision this to be a permanent part of the education system in Rwanda? The debate
Sorry?
institute?
Sorry?
Would you envision this project to be a permanent part of the education system in Rwanda, the debate institute? And if the answer is yes, how do you think about funding it in future years?
Yes, the answer is yes, of course. And in the future, even now we are trying to get the Ministry of Education on board here in Rwanda so that we can be working with it to get the funding for this project. And again, the organization is trying to get on board other organizations so that the project can sustain.
And if I can add something to that, we're currently in talks with the Ministry of Education about a potential larger MOU. And one of the things they're looking for is a proof of concept. And we've got, through our debate across the curriculum that we've done on our campus, where we've trained faculty members to put debate into their classes, we've got an assessment mechanism that we can use when these teachers put into their classrooms. The current Minister of Education is heavy on data, so she's looking to see that it works. So I think the nice part about a project like this is it becomes a boon for both of us if we can demonstrate to the Ministry of Education that it's successful.
Mike, would you just remind everyone your former experience
Sure.
with debate?
I was the director of debate here on a faculty member in communication studies for 11 years before I moved over to chief of staff. And I've been to Rwanda 3 times. We went most recently this past fall and met with iDebate. Folks from our College of Education are actually going on April 2nd to continue some non-debate focused teacher training. So we've already got some existing relationships, but this is a way to supercharge the debate relationship.
I have one question. Nelson, it sounds like you have somebody in mind to do train the trainers, teach all the teachers. Do you have somebody in mind or somebody that you've already discussed this with? And does that person have a JMU connection?
Yes, actually we have 2 people in mind. One is a JMU faculty, Paul. His name is Paul. Mike can help him.
Paul Mabry.
Okay.
So we have Paul Mabry. He's working with the communication department. So we have been talking with him when I was at GMU last year. I talked to him about the project, but he was like, if you get everything set, I would be happy to come to Rwanda and help the teachers. Another one is director of debate from West Georgia University. His name is Michael Hester, and he has been working with us since 16. So those 2 people, those are the 2 people I have in mind. If the project is got the fund, that's we will select one person from those 2 people. But Paul is our first choice because he knows many things about debating class.
And Paul Mabry is the person who developed that assessment mechanism I was talking about and runs our debate across the curriculum program here on campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more question. You have the other category with $6,399. I think I heard you say website and that type of thing, but I wasn't sure what that was going for. So I just want to make sure I understood that.
Sorry, I didn't hear you well.
So under the budget, you've got an other category with about $6,000, and I just wanted to understand. I thought I heard you say some web materials and things like that, but I wasn't certain. So I just wanted to understand kind of what that was being used for.
So, if I get your question well, you were asking what is included in the other on the budget?
Yes.
Okay. In the other there is an accommodation for the US trainer, and what's the budget for the trainer here in Rwanda, like lunch, dinner, stuff like that. And there is renting the venue where we're going to be conducting those trainings, in-person trainings. And there is going to be lunch for the teachers, because our plan is to have like the whole day training sessions and the transportations of those teachers. Some of the teachers, they come far from the city, so sometimes we provide transport to them.
Thank you, I appreciate you answering the questions.
Hi, this is Mary. I have a quick question, 2 parts. One is, are you seeking funding from any place else? And the second part is, if you don't get funding here, what would you do?
Okay, the first question, yes, I'm looking for funding in other places. And the second question, if I don't get funding from here, I will keep going. Because this project, it needs to be done with money or not, or if we get money from this Madison Trust or not. Because with iDebate, actually the plan, now I said we are working with 115 schools, but the plan is in 2032 to be in all the high schools in Rwanda with this project, all these projects, like the teachers debate initiative. So I will keep knocking on many doors, and we are going. We have a plan to start with the next term of academic term. We wanted to start training the teachers here in Kigali, because that's where the organization is based, so we can see what we can do from there. But yes,
I would say too, if
This,
Okay.
sorry, Mike,
Oh,
but
sorry.
this is the least fun part of
No
my
problem.
job. To keep us on schedule,
I'll be at the
I've got
reception
it
if
full
you
of
want to know what I
hooks.
was gonna
So
say.
Mike will be at the reception tonight to answer your questions.